You're on point five. Once again, Tip. You're on point five. Once again, Tip. You're on point five. Once again, Tip. My style is great, action peoples cannot dominate. My rhymes are harder than last night's erection. Don't blame it, host, I have this mic up in your midsection. My shit is love, simply meaning that my joint is tight. Amping up the mic, making sure production's tight. Sometimes I might catch a severe case of writer's block, but by the end of the day, you'll be on my job. Real name's Malik, my hobby, putting MCs to the test. And if you front, I'll put my foot up in your freaking chest. Freestyle fanatic, and never will it ever stop. Your crew is his, you might just wanna call the cops. Hey yo, I gotta put some action on paper. Make sure my verse jump up and spread out like the raper. The only tip I got for a waiter is watch the doorknob hit me where the dirty dog should have bit me. That was my train of thought, but for so long I fought. Now I'm at a level supreme to the devil. So turn up the bass and lay low on the treble. We be the Willie kids and you dead with the shovel. Revitalize, revital tribe, nigga. The ladies sweat the style like the squirrel sweat the nuts. You know what fella's good for the moolah. Don't smoke no rulers. Be the men, call me Slick Tip the ruler. Yo, I've been treading on this globe, man, for 25 joints. Sometimes Shaitan got me by the pressure points, but I could break a fella down like sex. You eat wheat checks, but still lighting that and can't flex. If one nigga front, I'ma make more pay. Cause tonight, we getting off like OJ. And yo, I got a dog that bites the barking. Yo, I got a crew with the beats and the smarts in. I fuck up on Linden and I 192. Forever right and ever biting, ain't else to do. Hope in the battle, but most MCs ain't ready yet. But if they utter one word, then it's as good as set. You have MCs dropping bombs, that's incredible. Some other brothers, their styles are just despicable. As for me, see, I just do how I love to do. Try to deny me of my props and I'll be seeing you. Most of you suckers wanna be down for the tag along. The friggin' fame, someone tell them that it ain't games. You got to do this from your heart, meaning your inner soul. And if it's real, only then will you be on a roll. I try to stay on top of my game, there ain't no time to lose. For albums, deep as a quester, but still we paying dues. So hear me out one time, you got to be yourself. Cause if you ain't yourself, you end up by your friggin' self. I'm coming rugged with the Linda Bully type of slang. And yo, we'll see who can hang. Yo, you're on point, Tip. You're once again fight. You're on point, Tip. You're once again fight. You're on point, Tip. You're once again fight. Hey yo, that kid is nice.
Did it to me once again, my friends. I swear you do it to me every time. Hey, cause you stay crazy on my mind. Oh, boy, you got it going on. On and on and on, yeah. Oh, yeah.
the funk flowing from this homie Jay and his newfound friend.
I'm hitting switches like Eric on the solo creek for yo G. It's the B-R-A-T.
Putting a dip in your hip from right to left.
And on top of all that, I'm so
Well,
deaf.
yo, that's my clique.
Hey homie, that's who I rose with, and we kicks nothing but the fetish.
Them calls me the funkified, funkalistic, vocalistic that they ain't ready for, but they just don't hear me though.
Because we're so funkified,
we make it move from side to side.
we're coming straight from the 606 boat is the Brett and JD. Big baby, so lay back and listen as I catch up on my pimpin' and freak this duet just like Ashford and Simpson, cause I'm putting it down ain't a thing to me, and ain't too many that can hang with me. It's like that, and as a matter of fact, when it comes to the brat tat tat tat, I make your neck snap back. Meaning I got the hit that'll get you bent. Tear the roof off this mother like Parliament. I'm on a rolling control like Janet. Damn it,
Brett, you're the funk bandit and they can't handle it.
I know, that's why I keep hitting them with this grammar, letting all y'all know that I'm the real mamma jammer. Straight to the head like a chronic sack.
I pass the mic to the Brett.
And yo, I passed it back.
Well, sisters and fellas, it's time to get your groove on. I provide the funkified sounds that make you move home.
Breaking these fools off proper like
It's S-O-S-O-D-E-F dynamite.
Humming, coming up at you like Ralph K. And since this ain't no honeymoon, I'm here to stay.
And the way we're coming at you, baby, we can't miss.
There's a new tag team in town.
Who that is?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings. I hope everyone is well this Sunday evening. It is your boy, DJ Elegance, here for the Music is Everything podcast. We're excited to be back for another episode of the podcast. We have a really exciting special guest that's going to be joining us this evening, who I'll bring in momentarily. But if you're new to the podcast, just wanted to let everyone know a little bit about who I am. It's DJ Elegance, and what the podcast is really about is talking to people from the music, club, corporate, and wedding industry. And what we're doing is just sharing best practices, giving you guys a behind-the-scenes look as to what goes on in the event industry, sharing best practices, and for people who want to get into the field, trying to give you guys a bit of a fast-track way that you can up your game. And I think the biggest thing is just leaving an opportunity for the skill set of so many professionals to be highlighted, those who work so passionately in the industry. So For myself, being someone who actively works in the industry, I was very excited. This past weekend, I was actually able to do my first wedding since February, my first live event since February, and it felt amazing. So just very grateful that things have kind of opened up slightly, and from people like myself and so many other creatives are able to do what they love. So so this past weekend was really fun, and have something else coming up mid-fall. So looking forward to the next steps of hopefully things opening up a little bit more. At any rate, I do want to give a special shout out to my sons, Braylon and Brian, who are listening. Daddy loves you, and be good for mommy. All right, guys. Well, we want to jump into things and jump into our first guest. Couture, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. Just get you to speak into your microphone. Are you there?
I'm here.
All right. Let me just turn you up on my end. So, yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a big round of applause to our guest for this evening. It is Fitz, owner operator of Couture. And hold on a second here, Fitz. Hold on a second here. I want to give you a big iLive welcome. So welcome.
Oh, you're far too kind. You're far too kind.
And so for all the listeners out there, today we're doing something a little bit different. We have, I guess, a owner operator / entrepreneur, which may seem initially a little bit off track from normally what we do on the podcast. But I think as we get to talking, you'll know right away why he's on the podcast tonight. So his shop is located in Markham, does haircuts, but has a very intriguing grassroots approach to the work. So welcome. How's your day been?
Oh, man, my day has been super busy, more busy than I imagined. But, I mean, I love the fact that it's actually busy. It's what I kind of like. I kind of like being in motion about stuff, you know?
I know.
So my day's been going. It's pretty overwhelming, but I'm glad that I'm doing something and not doing nothing. You know.
No, I hear you. So yeah, it's getting to chat with you a little bit earlier in the week, and it seems that we have a lot of friends. So listen, we're going to jump into kind of why you're on tonight and all that good stuff. But before we do that, I want to just kind of back up and just kind of talk to you a little bit more in terms of what you do at the shop. So I'm just curious, like, how did you get into barbering?
Okay. So the way I got into barbering was a funny story. Like years ago, many moons ago, I was a 14-year-old boy, and it just so happened that me and my friend, we used to play basketball every day during the summer. Like most of us during the summer, you just playing. You have the ball courts, you just playing. So one day I went to go meet him at his house so that we can get to the court, and he wasn't ready to go. So we went down into his basement so he can get himself together. And I saw a pair of clippers in his in one of the rooms in his house. So I said to him, I said, "Hey, why don't you cut my hair?" And he says, "I don't know how to cut hair." I said, "Don't worry, I'll show you." Now, I said, "I'll show you," but I didn't know how to cut hair either. But I just knew what I wanted my hair to look like. All right? So I said, "Don't worry, I'll show you." So we sat there in the basement, and I'm like, "Just do this, do this, do this. Okay, make it go like this." So 3 hours later, I had a haircut. I had a box cut.
Was it faded on the side, or was it? How did it look?
You know what? At the time, it looked like it was the best thing that could have ever happened in the world. Like, I'm sure if I look at the picture now, I'd be like, "Whoa, who did that?" Right?
Right.
But at the time, it was amazing. At the time, we felt accomplished. So after that 3 hours, I said, "Okay, now I'm going to cut your hair." And I spent another 3 hours giving him his haircut. And we just both didn't know what we were doing. But from that day on, every week, we would just cut each other's hair.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it got to a point where I started cutting my own hair and ended up, putting designs in my own hair. And I'd go to school, and people would say, "Who did that design? Like, how did you get Chicago Bulls in the back of your head?" And I said, "I did it myself." And they're like, "What?" They say, "I want that." So before you knew it, I was like the Pied Piper going home after school with a bunch of kids following me to get their designs. Like, I actually realized that I had really, really good parents. Like, I didn't, like, you know, sometimes you just never acknowledge the people that are in your life
Right.
for the things that they do for you. And, you know, recently, like, I said to myself, like, I have super duper parents, man, because they allowed me to have people in their homes for me to, you know, develop who I was, you know. But at the time, I wasn't thinking of it. I was like, hey, my friends are over. But I know I have friends that their parents don't want anybody in their house. You know, so I was kind of lucky in that regard, that they allowed me to foster the talent that I had.
No, that's very, very true. Very true. No, that's awesome. So I'm curious, you know, so now you're kind of doing your thing, and I guess I'm wondering, like, how did you know, the shop, like the idea of getting your shop open? I know we talked earlier in the week. I'm wondering if you can kind of rehash some of our conversation. Okay. I remember you were stating that you felt it was it came about a lot easier than you thought it was. So I was just wondering if you can maybe talk to us a little bit about that in terms of how the shop came together.
Okay. So I spent like my entire life like cutting hair from home, right? And as well, I was, you know, I would dabble in different things like, you know, the arts. So for instance, I was DJing, and then I also was producing music and writing records, right? So it's just all that stuff that was happening. And, you know, me being a barber was kind of helped, you know, facilitate financially everything that I was doing. Then I started having kids, and when I had my first child, it kind of made me fall back from the artistic side of me, because that wasn't producing the revenue that I needed to, you know, support life and a child. All right. And then, so I got me a day job, and then I got another child, and in my mind, the day job wasn't enough. So I quit the day job, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna take a leap of faith. I'm gonna jump off a cliff, and I decided to endeavor opening up my barbershop. Now, I spent a couple months, you know, writing out my financial plan so that I can, you know, go to the bank and, you know, see if I can get approved for loans and whatnot. And, you know, everything that I had written in my financial plan, first of all, I didn't get approved for the loans.
Not surprising when you go to the bank.
Yeah. Didn't get approved for the loans. But funny enough, my girlfriend at the time, she was helping me write my financial plans. You know, she was like my support system. She was there. You know, she had my back. All right. And one day she said to me, you know, maybe you should go for second careers. Like, are you familiar with that program that the government has, second careers?
Myself, no, I'm not.
No, okay. So it's a program that the government has that if you have a job and you want to change your job and you want to go to something different, they have a program where you will where you sign up, and then they kind of give you like some lessons in you know, kind of switching your field, you know, like preparing for the new job, right? So they finance you at the same time. So anyways, I went to that meeting that day, and on my way home from that meeting, I stopped by the barbershop that I'm in now. It was a salon before, though, and I went into the salon, and I said to the lady, because she wasn't working. Like, every time I drove past that salon, like, she was just sitting down, not doing any work. So my idea was to go in there and say, hey, like, if you're not doing any work in there, I would like to come and, you know, maybe bring my clients to that shop and just work out of that shop. So when I got there that day, she says, I said, you know, I'd like to have this station. So she goes, I'll put you in touch with my boss. So the boss calls me and says, the boss calls me and says, I hear you want to buy one of the stations. I go, no, I don't want to buy the station. I want to actually work in the station. She goes, oh, well, I'm sorry, but I'm selling all the equipment because I'm closing down my business tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
So I said, what? I said, well, then, okay, I want to buy your business then. I want to take over the business. She says, okay, well, you need to talk to the landlord. I spoke to the landlord, and the landlord says, "You're lucky because I was about to put this business, I was about to give this to the leasing companies for them to put the ads out.
Right.
So you're lucky that you came." So I'm like, wow. So he goes, "Okay, so all you got to do is pay first month and last month rent, and you can get it." I'm like,
cow.
"Okay, sure." I said, "Okay, sure." So I said, "Okay, sure," but I didn't have the money. I didn't have the money. All right. So I'm like, "Okay, fine." So what I did now is, like, I go home and I start calling everybody that owes me money. I'm like, "Hey, this is what's going on. I need the money that you owe me so I can, start to, look about my life, like start, paying into my life." And nobody had the money.
Wow.
Nobody had the money that I needed. Right. And here is the joke. Here is the big joke is that, so when I went to the bank to get the loan, they didn't approve me the loan. But for some reason, I don't know what it was, but I needed to give the landlord money on Sunday. On Monday, sorry. On Saturday evening, Scotiabank called me, and they approved me for a credit card that I don't remember applying for the exact amount of what I needed to pay the landlord.
The universe came together for you,
bro. I read The Alchemist, and like I read that book, like I read pieces of that book regularly.
Wow.
And when you talk about the universe is working in my favor.
That's
it didn't
amazing.
make any sense. Like I got approved for a loan for the amount. It was a Visa, actually. I got approved for a Visa card. That was the amount of what I needed to pay the landlord. And
wow.
Yeah. So, anyways, it all worked out. It all worked out. So when I was telling you the other day that things worked out differently than what I was planning, is that when I was writing my financial statements, my financial plan, I wasn't taking into account how it was really going to operate. I was only taking into account how I thought that the business would operate. But then when I got into the business and started working, it started reaping rewards like way bigger than I could have ever planned for.
Right.
Way bigger than I could ever plan for. Like I never thought that I would grow as fast as I did.
Mm-hmm. And so on that,
I didn't imagine it.
No, I mean that's. I know we just chatted briefly, but you didn't really go into the same detail. So I mean, I appreciate you expounding on that a lot more tonight. I mean, that's pretty incredible how everything came together. But I'm definitely a firm believer that if it's meant for you, it's always going to happen, right? And so nothing is gonna, like I said, if it's for you, it's for you. Like it doesn't matter how crazy the odds are, it's gonna work out in your favor. So I'm curious if you could kind of talk to us a little bit about. I just kind of maybe want to know, like in terms of getting a license, is that something I've just always been just generally curious. Is that something that's easy to do or hard to do? I know doing stuff in the event industry, getting a permit for liquor or getting a liquor license is generally something that's quite weighty and takes a lot of time, but I'm just curious in terms of the esthetician field, hair field, is it easy to get a license?
Well, so being a barber, it's different than estheticians and hairstylists, because in hairstylists and estheticians, for instance, like a hairstylist, you're dealing with chemicals, right?
Okay.
So there you need to get a license because you're dyeing people's hair, you're doing all kinds of processing. Right. Whereas a barber, you're not dealing with these chemicals that you need license for, at least in our province.
Okay.
Right. So in our province, you don't need a barber license.
Okay.
Right?
I didn't even know.
Whereas if you're a hairdresser, you need a hairdressing license.
Right.
You need a hairdressing license. So as a business owner, what I would need is my master business license.
Okay.
Right, just to say that I'm operating a business, a license to operate a business.
Right. Okay.
But not a barber license.
Right.
And there's a lot of confusion with that sometimes, but yeah, that's all you need is just the master business license.
Okay. All right. Thanks for clarifying that. So let's kind of dive a little bit into what you're doing, because may have some people listening on the outside. They're wondering, hey, like you're talking about barbering. It's a music podcast, but let's talk a little bit about, some of the things that separate you from other barbershops. Talk to us a little bit about what you do at the shop.
Okay. Well, I mean, at the shop, so most times I'm just working, and I'm on my social media quite a bit. I think that's kind of what helped me grow as fast as I did, was my presence on social media. It's not a humongous following, but it's a following that it's the right amount of following that I need to have my business be successful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so for instance, like, even though it's just a barbershop, I like to incorporate the community as much as I possibly can into what I do.
Okay.
So my shop is called Couture, and my handle is called Couture Life. I created an offshoot of Couture called Good Hair by Couture, and what it essentially is it created a directory on my website last year to kind of bring light to, other small businesses in the area, in the surrounding area, entrepreneurs, and just even to highlight, like, DJs and just other people that are up to things. It's just a page just to highlight people that are up to things in our community. Right. So that's, like, as much as I'm cutting here, I just want to know that I'm a piece of the fabric of the community, and to allow me to be that, I want people to know that I'm supporting what they're doing as well. Right. So Couture is not just about me. Like, for instance, when I opened up Couture, the initial idea was to have something to be able to inspire people to do other things that they want to do.
Right.
So like, wow, you open up a shop, man. I was planning to do this. I'm gonna do it. It's just kind of, I want it to be an inspiration for people. As well as provide for my family. But I'm always just thinking about the others. Everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, what I'm saying, I'm pretty like beat and tired, is because I've been running this event today all day, from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. today. It's gonna continue again 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. tomorrow. It's called 82324, which is what kind of got us in connection and conversation. Where I was asking you if you can be one of the participants of 82324. Which what it is, it's highlighting small businesses, entrepreneurs, every hour for the next 2 days, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. each day. So 24 entrepreneurs for 24 hours, and also was having different local DJs. As a matter of fact, I have some DJs from America participating as well. That was super duper. So I have them, power the initiative as well.
Right.
So they're playing music on Twitch, and they're giving shouts out to particular businesses that fall within their time frame, right? So, for instance, I have a DJ that's going right now, and there's 4 small businesses that he's highlighting throughout his entire show, and he's sitting there and listening to them go. It's kind of like it's just awesome to kind of like hear your baby come alive. You know what I mean? And
it sounds.
I think people are willing to. For people to willing to get involved,
Yeah, no, I mean, I think there's so much I want to unpack there. Like, I guess I'm curious as to, like, why did you? We'll get to the event in a second, but like, why did you have? Like, why have you always had sort of this sort of, like, I don't know, like this attitude about you to kind of say, hey, like, I know I have my business, but then, you know what I mean? I'm thinking about involving others, because I feel like that's something that a lot of people talk about as maybe entrepreneurs or creatives, artists, DJs. Oh yeah, we're all in this together, fam. We're all doing this. But then sometimes the way things play out is that you really see people kind of all just going for the marbles individually. But it seems like you're willing to, like, just share. Like, where did that sort of mentality come from? Was that just something that's always been a part of you? Did things that you read influence you? Movies? Was there like a mentor you had? Like, I'm wondering where that came from.
I think it's as weird as it may sound, I'll say that, okay, as weird as this may sound, I've always been good at anything that I do, right? Anything that I do that I find that I'm good at. And why I say that is because I know a lot of people don't like they say they want to be, helping other people.
Mm-hmm.
They say they want to help other people, but they might be insecure about the amount of help that they give because they don't know how it's going to affect them. Right? So I say this and to say, like, for instance, when I used to play basketball, I used to, like, I know how good I was pretty good. And when I play with people, I'm facilitating the people on my team more than myself, because I know when going gets tough, I can do what's necessary to get the win.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't mind sharing. I don't mind, I don't need to be the center of attention. I just know that if this gets rough and we need a win, I could do it. And, same thing when it came to like producing music and with this barbering thing, I know how good I am at what I do.
Right.
So I don't need to, I don't need to worry about what else is happening around me within that industry. Right? Like,
no, I think that's like I think it's an amazing attitude to have, because I think you're right. I think a lot of people do maybe worry about giving. Maybe they're not sure if they should give, how much. But I think it's like a really selfless attitude. I think more of it is needed in life in general. But I think definitely as entrepreneurs and creatives, I think that, like collaborating and uplifting others, I think it's such a great thing. You know what I mean? So I definitely wanted to kind of applaud you on that, right? Having that attitude, because I mean, you have a new business. It's like, it could be easy just to say, hey, I need to have my head down. I'm only worrying about myself, but you've decided to kind of like step outside of that and kind of think about how to help others. And then it's kind of seems like it's come back around to you, because people, you know what I mean? Like a lot of things we talk about on the show is like relationship and networking. Particularly for different people in the industry, like I said, creatives, artists, entrepreneurs, and everyone always like, this is week 11 and almost every guest I've had on talks really about the power of networking and like building that relationship. And it seems like this is something that you've kind of got down to a T, right? I'm just also curious about the initiative, because it kind of had like, it was like 8, 23, 24, and I was like, like knowing that you're like a sports guy, I was wondering, is this like Kobe, MJ, Kobe? Like it kind of had like all the numbers. I was wondering if that was like something done intentionally, or was that just?
I wish I could have said yes.
Oh, okay.
I wish I could have. And today's Kobe's birthday, is it?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe today is his birthday. But I was just wondering, because it was like 8, 23, 24, and I was kind of like, that's kind of like a different name for an event.
How this? Oh, wow.
So the universe coming together again, right?
Yeah, you're making me feel silly right now. Man, that's deep. That's deep.
So,
now I'm going to have to act like it was on purpose.
So, well, we'll claim that it is, right? We'll claim that it is.
Yes, sir.
So I'm wondering, like, what are some other things that like happen in the shop? Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the other initiatives that you're doing and involved in, kind of outside of this event? Because I know that you do a few other things, just in community in general. So I was wondering if you could talk to the listeners a little bit about that.
Okay. Right now, since the quarantine we had started, and like we were just stuck in a bit of a monotony for a couple of weeks. A lot of people not knowing what to do. They watched all the Netflix shows. They watched all the videos that they could, and I know a lot of people didn't know what else they could do with their time. And I was stuck in that as well. And we decided to create a book club.
Okay.
Right. We decided to create a book club to kind of give you something to focus on and look forward to during the quarantine. We didn't know how long it was going to last. You know what I mean? So we created a book club, and it was we read 3 books throughout the time so far by an author by the name of Gary John Bishop. He's a pretty inspirational guy. He's straight to the point. He's a little rough around the edges. He's an Irishman, and it's essentially it's a book about you getting your life.
Okay.
You getting your life and not making excuses for why your life is the way it is, but getting your life to be the way you want it to be. you know. So yes, what we did was we read the books, and we'd meet on Zoom once a month and have our online conversations, our Zoom conversations about the books. And those were some pretty empowering conversations because the book was a book that kind of had you see yourself in ways that you never really seen yourself, you know. And in COVID, quarantine was actually doing that too at the same time, right? Because I'm sure a lot of people were seeing themselves a way that they never knew they were because they were forced to face themselves.
Yeah, definitely. It's been, very, I think a very revealing time in a lot of ways, but it's kind of, I think, been a very interesting reset for a lot of us, right? So, so what were the other books, the other two books?
So it was a 3-part series. So the first book that we read was a book called it's a curse word. Am I allowed to or no?
Yeah, I mean it's an adult show. I mean, go ahead.
Okay, so the first book that he wrote that we read was called Unfuck Yourself.
Okay.
And then the second book that we read was called Stop Doing That Shit.
Okay.
Put an end to self-sabotage. And then the third book was called Do the Work. So the third book was actually kind of like a workbook where he had you, like do a couple exercises that have you face yourself, and deal with the things that are holding you back from being the person that you want to be in life.
Okay.
All right. So it's whether dealing with things that you procrastinate on, dealing with relationships that you are weak in, and it's just a lot of different stuff in regards to that to help you kind of be who you want to be and get rid of your old self and create the new self that you desire.
No, it sounds like a really, really crazy. I mean, like a crazy good project that you undertook, right? So I think it sounds like it's helped a lot of people.
The meetings were great.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. No, I like that. And then I know that you mentioned because myself, like my background is like I come from doing a lot of community work. So actually one of the places that I used to work in community, we used to have a barbering chair, actually a part of one of our programs. And it was a program that we used to support dads in the community to help them become more involved. But I also know that you also have, I guess, a program that you do like with the community. So talk to us a little bit about that. I know you mentioned something that you guys have like once a month you do like free haircuts or something, or was that something that you did mobile? I wasn't, if you could refresh my memory.
Oh, okay. So, every once in a while I would go into the community. And there's a company that I would work with that they, whenever they needed assistance in the program, I forget the name of the program right now, but what they do is like when they're trying to get like people into the work field, into the workforce, some of them might be homeless, some of them might be out of jobs for a long while, and they don't have the finances to kind of get themselves together, like whether it be a haircut, dentist, whether it be clothing to go to interviews. In this program, I go and I help out. So they offer styling to certain people, and me, I offer my barber services for the day, and we just get these people looking proper so that they can and they take headshots for their resumes and whatnot, and just get these people ready to get back into the workforce. So that's one of the programs I've worked with, as well as worked with some charities with a barber by the name of Major Faye puts on these great charity events where at the end of the year he has, it's called Fades and Braids, where he offers haircuts and braids to kids in the community. And every year you choose a different community, underserved community, and we go there and we take care of all the kids.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that. Yeah, I guess one thing I wanted to just maybe expound on, and obviously you're more the expert, but I think a lot of people really don't understand sort of the type of hub that a barbershop like what it is, because I know in different cultures, like a barbershop is kind of like you go in, you get your hair cut, and then you leave, right? But from what I've seen, obviously growing up, going to barbershops and black barbershops in the West Indian community, black barbershops in Canada, period. I mean, people come there and it's like, it's a communal spot where people break bread, they reason, they see friends, like they share resources, tips, you know what I mean? Like all kinds of things. If you want, a fresh new CD, or you want a link on something, or sometimes spaces sell tickets for events. I mean, a community space, a barbershop is like a community space, right?
Yeah. So, so my barbershop, it has a family feel to it. So the thing is, we work by appointments at my shop. I know a lot of barbershops have started getting into that now. So it's never really like crowded. It's never really crowded with a bunch of people waiting. So usually it's, like, person comes in, and then the person, like, as soon as you're done, another person comes in, for their haircut. We work on a schedule, and it doesn't really get crowded where, like on a TV where you see like all these people in there having big conversations and it gets deep and loud and whatnot. So, like, I mean, it does happen. It does happen every once in a while when a conversation starts and then somebody finishes their haircut and they don't like the way the conversation is going. Like, their point's not proven yet, so they're not leaving.
Exactly.
But they're not leaving until they get until everybody sides with them.
Yeah, of course. But let me ask you a question.
So, I mean, we do get into the conversations for sure.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. I was just trying to
no worries.
Clarify though. So, in terms of your shop, I guess is it appointment only even prior to COVID, or is it? I know it's appointment only now, but was it
appointment only from I'll say day 3.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Day 3 that I opened, because I opened up. It was an appointment, and what happened is people started coming in, and I started feeling uneasy. Like me cutting hair and then looking at people, waiting, thinking that they're uneasy about waiting. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah, because typically in barbershop you come in and then you're not sure like what the pecking order is, right? It's almost like this sort of organic vibe where you walk in, then you're like, hey, how many guys are ahead of me? And then there's like 1, 2, 3 guys, but then sometimes there's always an extra guy that comes out of nowhere, and then you're just waiting all day, right? So I applaud you for keeping a tight schedule from day 3 till now, because I think that maybe it flows better.
And I'm glad I did it like that. Like I was nervous at first because I thought like people would be like, why am I making an appointment? Why would I do that? But I'm like, it'll be better. It'll be better for you. You don't have to wait. I don't have to sit here and look at you looking in my face like, when are you gonna be done?
Yeah, no, I know.
And what kind of because I was a new business owner, new into the unit, I was kind of nervous about doing things that the landlord might not approve of. I just didn't want there to be any problems. So I said, you know what? The less people I have in here is the less problems that can occur.
No, for sure. No, it sounds like a really great strategy. So Fitz, I'm wondering if we can kind of transition back to talking a little bit about the event, because I want to make sure we spend some time really talking about this so we can make sure that the listeners are able to soak up as much information about 8/23/24. So I had a question from the outside. Actually, this is from my designer. So shout out to Miss Black Spinese. She wanted to know, like the DJs participating at the event, like, can you talk to us maybe a little bit about them, or how did you select them?
Okay. So I have a bunch of my friends are DJs. Like, just growing up, a lot of them got into the industry. So I have a lot of DJ friends. And what also happened is, the Twitch revolution happened for the DJs.
Absolutely.
And I found that what I started doing was, while I'm in the shop, instead of like watching music videos and stuff like that now or anything else, I just find a random DJ on Twitch and just like, let him run. And you start seeing some neat things out there, like some interesting people, some great ideas, right? So when this whole concept of 82324 came about, initially there was nothing to do with DJs. It was just focusing on the small businesses and entrepreneurs. And then I said, you know what? I think it would be a great idea to see if I can enroll some DJs in the idea of playing alongside the event and, adding a little bit of power to the event by, like just giving shouts out and highlights to the businesses while they were playing. So what I did was I got a list of names, DJs, and I started making calls. Started making calls and just to, with some enrollment conversations to see if I can convince people to do things that they had no plan of doing.
That's usually how it goes.
Right. Just trying to convince people to do things that they had no plan of doing, and for them to gain nothing really out of it. So it was just to hope that people would be willing to be good people.
Right. Well, I mean, I think the event in of itself is, I think, a great event, right? Where you're trying to promote local business. So can you give us the names of some of the DJs? I know that you had there's some people that I know, but yeah, I just wonder if you can maybe give the listeners list some of the DJ names.
Okay, so this morning, so today was the first day, and we started off with DJ I Am Chela Soul, and he started off the morning with his set on Twitch, and his Sunday morning is he does it every Sunday from 11 to 1 p.m. and it's called Easy Like Sunday Morning, and he did a fantastic job of doing his show and highlighting the 82324 event and the businesses at the same time. Like, I was blown away because I didn't know how the DJs were gonna find the comfort in switching up what they do to kind of accommodate this. But he was super amazing. Like it flowed like it was supposed to be.
No, Jay, he's a smooth customer, and obviously that's how we got connected. And yeah, I'm glad that we were able to kind of make that connection, right? So, and who else have you had playing?
And then I reached out to another DJ. And after Chela Soul, I had another DJ play today called DJ Benji. He's part of a crew in New York called Remix Factory, and they have a podcast, not a podcast. They have a website called reggaecity.com where they consolidate a lot of reggae DJs, reggae artists, mixtapes. So it's a pretty sick little site that they have there, that they consolidate a lot of music, and he lent his time for an hour. I reached out to him and he said he's at work, but you know what he'll do on his lunch break? And I was like, what?
Oh, wow.
I'm
okay.
like, I go, wow, thank you. He said he was going to give me an hour, and he gave me 2 hours. And I was like, that is sick. It just blows me away when people are willing to start doing things for you that you just, going above and beyond for you when you didn't expect it,
No, for sure.
And then after that, I had D&D Sounds with DJ Ryan, DJ Bizzle, and Lindo P.
Okay.
So they offered some time, and right now, going into the end of the night, as we speak right now, I have Kid Arctic.
Okay. Kid
Arctic, and he's So I also, as I'm speaking to DJs, trying to enroll them in the idea of playing for 82324. I asked them, do you know anybody else that might be interested? And some people are giving some suggestions, and Kid Arctic was a suggestion. Chela Soul suggested you, and I was like, super duper. And let me see if you'd be willing. And then you said, yeah, sure, I'm willing, but I have another idea. And I'm like, sure, shoot. And I'm like, and you asked, you suggested this, and I'm like, yeah, sure. It's kind of out of my comfort zone, but I was like, you know what? that's what my life is all about. That's what I want my life to be about. Just jumping off a cliff and seeing if I can fly.
Yes, I love it. I'm definitely a firm believer in that. Well, for myself, I mean, I've started this podcast as a way to, like I said, also give back into the industry, but I also come from the not-for-profit sector. That's a lot of where my humble beginnings have come from, and I also do a program in community. So we're definitely going to talk a lot more about that and seeing how we might be able to collaborate. But definitely community is like, anyone who knows me knows that that's what I come from is community, right? And so I think like the initiative is an amazing initiative, you know what I mean? And what you're doing is great. And I think when people are coming together selflessly to make something happen, it's like, yeah, sure, like let's, you know, get everyone involved that we can, right? Like-minded people, and try to make something really, really positive happen, right? Let's talk about maybe some of the businesses. I know that there's several businesses, but I was wondering if you can maybe give the names of some of the businesses that are involved, just so that people can kind of look out for where they can find information about these individuals. Just maybe like list a couple of businesses that are involved in this the 82324.
Okay, so some of the businesses that we have highlighting and offering giveaways on our Good Hair by Couture social media. We have Nourishing Wines. They have three different types of wines that they have available, and they're good, and they're offering them for giveaways. So it's called Nourishing Wines. I think you can find them on Instagram at Nourishing. Also, we have Valentine's Auto Detailing. So the detailing company, they're offering their services as well. Who else do we have? We have Valor Martial Arts. Valor Martial Arts, we are highlighting them today as well. So they're offering
I think I saw
equipment.
gloves. Yeah, like equipment and gloves I saw.
Right. I think they're offering some equipment and I guess maybe an assessment as well. Who else do we have there? We have Chantal Dubois. Chantal Dubois, she's a transformation queen. If you follow her on IG, Chantal Dubois, you can see that she turns people inside out. Like she takes people and she just transforms them. She with her fitness routine. Like if you look on her page, you'll see how is this possible.
Yeah, I follow her. She's amazing. Like it looks like the results she's getting for people. I I would hate to see what happens in that space. She just looks like she whips people into shape, right? Like.
Yeah, so I actually did a workout with her last year, because last year I had an initiative that I started. It's an initiative that I started called 60 Days, 60 People, and it was an initiative that I started to get myself working out again. So I decided that I was going to work out for 60 days in a row with 60 different people, and I could not have it be that way. Like it had to be 60 different people every day.
Wow, look at you!
And when I started the initiative, I was like, I don't know 60 people. How am I going to do this? But that was part of my initiative. That was part of my whole thing of fitness and connectivity. It was to kind of get myself out there. So if I didn't, arrange something before, I would then make sure, like when I'm at the gym, I enroll somebody in the idea of being part of this fitness routine for me.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, and that was successful. Anyways, I was saying that to say that on my last day, I got to work out with Chantal Dubois, and I mean, by my 60th day, I was pretty good. And when I did her workout, I was so mad because after we worked out, I was tired, and then she said, "Okay, so that was the warm up." I'm like, "What?"
You're like, "There's more? I'm already dying."
Yeah. And this time I'm thinking I'm good. I'm thinking like I'm good. Like,
wow.
Like I've done like 59 days of this, and so yeah, I feel sorry for those people. Like for sure, if that's what I went through and I didn't do it like every day, like these people are going through their transformations. I can imagine, I can see why.
No,
she chisels people into artwork.
She looks like she does a phenomenal job. Is there anyone else that you would want to list, another business, before we move on to a couple other questions I have for you?
So who else do we have? So we have Money Basics, and she's a financial strategist, and she's offering a free assessment of your financial state, so that she can kind of, let you see what it is that you're working with financially, and kind of help you to get your finances in order if that's what you need. So she's offering that service as well. What else is there?
It sounds like you got a good list. I know there's like others that we'll mention. We'll save a little bit. We'll ask people to kind of go to the page and stuff. So,
all right.
Yeah, I think you've done a great job of kind of assembling a great cast of local businesses and artists and creatives to come together. So I have a few more questions I definitely would like to ask you. I guess what advice, it's kind of like back to business, and then I'm going to end off I think maybe after the commercial break, just because we're kind of squeezed for time, is I have this other last segment that I have some questions to ask you. It's a kind of a fun segment, but in terms of your business itself, like what advice would you give any younger entrepreneurs, either looking to get directly into like the barbering business, or even just business in general? Like, what would be some helpful advice that you would give to someone, kind of like knowing what you know now, and say like a friend or someone was like, I want to go into business for myself. Like, what would be a couple of helpful tips or some pieces of advice that you would give someone looking to kind of make this jump?
So the main advice that I can give someone looking to get into business is to realize that if you want to win, if you want to be someone successful, if you want to create your business and have it grow, you have to be willing to be judged, ridiculed, looked at as abnormal. If you want to if you want to win, because it's gonna take some extraordinary efforts on your part to create something successful, and it's gonna take behaviors that normal people don't do. And when you don't do normal things, people are gonna look at you abnormal, and you're gonna have to be willing to deal with that, right? Like, so for instance, like right now, like I owe a lot of my success, or a lot of my growth, I won't say success, a lot of my growth to social media. Like, I spent a lot of time like pushing what I'm doing on social media, and like I see the fruits of it. And whenever somebody has a business that they're doing, they talk to me about, they want to grow their business. I say, do you use social media? They go, oh no, I'm not really, I don't want to, do so. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you have to. Yeah, but people this and they say, I'm like, no. I go, when you're watching TV, what happens? You get commercials, right? I go, you don't get mad at the commercials, and even if you do get mad at it, you sit there and you wait till your show comes back on, right? I go, social media, like, I use social media as a commercial. Like, I am the commercial between whatever it is whatever else it is that people are watching on social media. Like, I make sure I put my stuff out there, and I only use that advice because I know what it's done for me. Right. Like, I know that social media has grown my business, right? And then some people say, but I don't get no likes. I say, you don't have to care about likes, because people see it. Like, I don't get a lot of likes.
Fitz, I have to pause you. Fitz, I have to pause you. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
This is Jamie Sparks, and you're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio.
Hey, this is Jermaine Robbins, and you're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio.
Yo, this is Kiana O'Quinn, and you're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio.
This is Lavinia J from the UK, and you're listening to iLive Radio.
Hey,
What's going on, everybody in cyberspace? This is the Groove Show with your boy, the crowd pleaser, DJ Mark Anthony. Don't forget, each and every Saturday afternoon from 4 to 6 p.m., we want to put you in the mood for whatever the night has in store. I'm playing only the best feel-good, party rocking, body-shaking music from funk to soul to reggae to R&B, house to salsa, and much, much more. We call it The Groove each and every Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. Keep it locked. It's the crowd pleaser, baby. You know how we do. We'll see you on the air. Peace.
Hey. Hello and welcome. It's your girl Claude, aka Miss Ouch, right here on iLive UK. Be sure to tune into my shows each and every Saturday between the hours of 6 and 8 p.m. My shows are called The Independent Injection because you can expect to hear deep and meaningful, fresh neo and bassline soul, slow jams and gospel mixed with a little bit of nostalgia. I look forward to seeing you then. Bye.
Attention, all musicians, bands, associations, clubs, and organizations that represent urban styles of music across Canada. Now is the time to rebuild our urban music nation. All urban music followers under one umbrella. Urban Music Nation is a non-profit organization committed to the development of urban music. Free memberships are available now. urbanmusicnation.ca. Urban Music. One voice. Strength in unity.
Hi, my name is Derek Roach from Level 2 Music Productions in Toronto. I've recently got together with some great Toronto musicians to create a dedication track called How About a Round of Applause for our Toronto and Ontario Hospital frontline workers. For this, we say thank you. We also created a fundraiser page to help raise money for PPE masks desperately needed. To donate to this fundraiser, please go to Facebook and type in the heading, How About a Round of Applause, PPE medical fundraiser, and donate what you can. For the song, you can go to YouTube and type in, How About a Round of Applause dash for Canada's frontline workers. We thank our sponsors Harris Institute, Personas, Audio Technica, and Rob Papin Virtual Synth Software for your support. Big thanks to you in advance and Jason Henry from iLive Radio for supporting us for this worthy cause.
You're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio. iLive Radio.
Hey, Fitz, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. I was trying to stop you, but at the top of the hour, we have a commercial break. We got to pay some bills around here.
Yeah, no worries.
So here's the question, actually. You're talking about your social engagement. Let me back up a step. Sorry. So for everyone listening on the outside, we're back here again with the Music Is Everything podcast. We have our special guest tonight. His name is Fitz. He's the owner and operator of Couture Life, and he's been promoting an event called 8/23/24, which is highlighting local businesses and DJs. So people have been from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. today and tomorrow. People have been DJing, and creatives and people, entrepreneurs have been coming together for a really great cause, just to kind of spread awareness around, like I said, businesses and how people can support them. So we're having a conversation with him, talking about how he came to plan this event, and we're kind of talking a little bit about using social media to really engage your following, how to build a bit of a community. So it sounds like you've had like some really great success in terms of building some really great engagement on a variety of levels. They always say it's not always about the numbers, it's about the engagement, and it sounds like you have a very engaged audience. So I'm curious, because I had another question that came from the outside, is who runs your social media?
I run the social media.
Okay.
I'm tired.
No, I can imagine. I have several accounts myself, so I know it takes a lot of time, right? So I know that obviously, this event I'm sure is taking a lot out of you, but I guess a question from the outside that came in was, when is your next initiative? Do you plan on doing something like this again? Is there something in the fall you're planning that might be just something completely different? Like what else do you have in the works?
Have not considered it yet. Like, I'm sure it's going to be something, but I have not considered what it may be yet, and it might stem from this. It might, and that's usually kind of how things work out too. Is like, you know, you push something like this on, you do something, and then somebody comes to you with a different idea for something else because of what you started doing. So right now I have no idea of what's next, but I'm open to anything, and I'm sure something else will, you know, I'll conjure something else up in my head.
Okay. Well, we'll have my team reach out to you for some collaboration down the line here. I think there's some things that could happen. So, well, I think it's amazing what you're doing with Couture Life and the brand. I think you know what I mean. I haven't seen too many shops like yours or entrepreneurs kind of having this really multi-layered approach to working with their target audience, their clients, their friends, their family, their community, and really galvanize. I think there's like one other entrepreneur that I can think of that I know that is really about his community and really doing a lot of things, and that's this gentleman Sean Gulam. He's up in Brampton. He has like the Brampton Proud brand. So big shout outs to him. And he's
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
Like he's really. I've had an opportunity to jump on a podcast that he started back in, I guess it was the fall. I think it was the fall. And just a great guy and just really rooted in community and really wants to make Brampton a great place. And I see a lot of that in what you're doing as well in your work, you know, just really wanting to uplift and boost others, right? And I think that it takes a special person to be like that. So good for you guys, man, and good for you in particular.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So I know that this next segment, we're going to be kind of winding down here with the questions. So this next section is what I like to call rapid fire. And simply what I want you to do is just not give too much thought to what I'm asking. Is just whatever is the first thing that pops in your mind is to answer as best as possible. So here's the first question. I know that we have a lot of friends that are kind of involved in the nightlife scene in Toronto. Shout outs to a man like Ray Mack and other individuals. So what was your favorite club to party at?
My favorite club to party at was where I had my favorite time was what's that club on Eglinton?
Which one, Young and Eglinton?
Probably Young. What was it called again? It was beside Yuck Yucks.
6 Degrees?
6 Degrees.
I mean, it had different incarnations, but 6 Degrees right at Young and Eglinton, that one?
Okay, you know what? And it was right beside that one. It was right beside 6 Degrees.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure what other venue was around there.
It was right beside it. 6 Degrees was called Berlin at the time.
Oh, okay, Berlin. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, I know. There's like so many incarnations of a spot, right? Okay.
Yes, I think Wayne Warren used to have some long weekend parties at that particular place, and yeah, had some good times there.
Okay. If you could cut one celebrity's hair, who would it be?
If I could cut one celebrity's hair, who would it be? It would be. It would be Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
It would be Kawhi Leonard.
I'd
cut his hair?
What? Get rid of those braids. What's your favorite genre of music to listen to?
Oh man, my favorite genre of music is it's down south hip hop. So that No Limit and Big Timers, Cash Money.
Okay, that Dirty South sound. All right. What is your favorite type of movie to watch? Like, I guess, like the genre, like, are you into horror, action, like?
No, like I'll tell you, my two favorite movies are Snatch and Menace to Society.
Okay.
Snatch and Menace to Society, those are my two favorite.
Now, I seen your page, and there's a lot of amazing photos of all the work that you do in the shop, which I think is amazing because social proof is always big. But I'm curious, when you cut hair, do you prefer doing designs or no designs?
I prefer doing designs.
Nice.
I prefer doing designs.
All right, man. Well, listen, we're gonna kind of wrap up here. Any final thoughts about anything we talked about, or anything that you want to share with the listeners?
Just the one thing that I'm actually want to share is that I'm just happy that you asked me to do this thing that I'm uncomfortable doing. Like, I just didn't know how I'd be doing it, and I'm glad that you asked me to do it so that I could find out where my comfort lies. Just have me be, willing to do things that I'm not willing to do usually, and I appreciate you for that.
Thank you, my man. No, I'm glad you came on and we made the connection. As I told you when we chatted earlier in the week, I mean, I like yourself, and then like for me as well, I think I've realized that having really great people around you really makes a big difference. And when Che reached out to me, linking us, just knowing what I know of Che, he's just such an amazing guy. He's helped me so much in my development as a entrepreneur, as a DJ. When he just said, yeah, I've got this guy who's fits his name doing all the stuff, I was like, yeah, like just tell me more about it, tell him to reach out. I'm definitely down. It sounded like everything that you're doing was really in line with all the things that I like to do. So yeah, I'm really glad that we made this connection.
No, for sure.
Now I know on the social media angle, you have like a variety of different accounts. So I just want to make sure that before we leave, like, where can people follow you so that if they want to get a haircut or refer someone to get a haircut, they can come by or take advantage of any one of the amazing things you're doing. But I know you have some other handles and stuff. So I'm just wondering if you can let people know where they can follow you.
Okay, so if you want to get a haircut, if you want to, get involved with the Couture Life, see what we're about, you can follow us at Couture Life on Instagram. That's where everything artistic is happening, whether it be the haircuts, whether it be the artwork that I may share, whether it be the masks and the clothing that I've created. That's where all that is. If you want to add your business to the Good Hair community, so that maybe you can be involved in the next event that we do, you go follow Good Hair by Couture on Instagram.
Okay,
and then if you just want to see me hanging out with my kids and cooking food and stuff, then you follow Couture J.
Okay, so now just so that was Couture Life for all the listeners. That's Couture Life, and then at Good Hair by Couture is GOODHARE, not HAIR, right? It's HAREBY, and then again Couture, KUTURE. So I just wanted to make that distinction for people so people can find you, right, to support all the businesses and to see where they can check out the DJs doing all their live sets, and then which businesses that they can support. So yeah. Well, listen, Fitz, I'm really grateful that you came on. And it's funny that you're talking about coming on doing something different. Actually, you're sort of my first non-musical but still musical guest. So it was also interesting for me kind of piecing together tonight. But, it's all love. It's all about music. It's all about giving back. It's all about helping one another. And those are a lot of the central messages of my podcast. What I'm trying to do is to really uplift the community in terms of what people are doing musically. And I mean, this definitely falls in line with that. So I'm going to jump on now and play a little bit of music till 11. But I'm definitely going to have Miss Black Spinese, my designer. She's going to follow up with you on a couple things because I definitely think that there's some synergies and stuff for us to move forward. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
I appreciate you for having me here, man.
No, you did a great job.
Thank you so much.
So ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. We want to thank our guest for this evening, Fitz from Couture Life Barbershop. He came on today, did a fantastic job talking about his latest initiative. It's called 82324. Please make sure that you follow Couture Life. That is Kuture Life on Instagram, and also Good Hair by Couture to learn more about all the amazing work that he's doing in the community, uplifting and showcasing and spotlighting other businesses. And there's also live DJ sets from 10 a.m. tomorrow till 10 p.m. In the evening. And you can check out those handles to learn more about these businesses and the incredible work that he's doing out in the community. There's a variety of different businesses that I'll be shouting out over the next 45 minutes as I'm doing my live set. And you can, again, follow the page to learn a little bit more about that. So right now, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to put on a track from an artist that we highlighted on our Instagram page. If you're not following us on our IG page, please do so. It is at Music Is Everything Podcast. So at Music Is Everything Podcast. And we have a bunch of different artists that we like to spotlight in terms of new music. And this new track is from Cash Page. I don't actually have her number one song, shame on me, but we have another song that she came out with just this year called Love Songs. And then we're going to get into our mix. We'll be right back in a minute. Music Is Everything Podcast with DJ Elegance. Here we go.
I miss my cocoa butter kisses. Hope you smile when you listen. Ain't no competition, just competing for attention. And you like, I'm not on no games. Well, baby, I've been peeping, and you ain't been the same. Like, who been on your mind? Who got your time? Who you been vibing with, and why can't make you mine? You used to be texting me, checking me, calling me your slime. And now you treat me like my worth less than a dime. And if we paint a perfect picture, we can make it last forever. And you're the only one I want to wear my orange sweater. I told you I am down for the worse or the better, but I keep sticking to you cause I'm for a stupid letter. You got me singing love songs, love songs, love songs. You got me singing love songs, love songs, love songs. You got me singing love songs, love songs, love songs. You got me singing love songs, love songs, love songs. You got me singing love songs. Oh, this the type of song you tip on fofos and pull up song. Yeah, that make you fall in love song. That heavy head, what you on, make you hit me up song. Double cup, boy, I'm leaning on you. You been playing games, I'm trying to make you my boo. I don't take no action, you press 1 and I press 2. Pills of satisfaction, I take the red, you pop the blue. And if we paint a perfect picture, we can make it last forever. And you're the only one I want to wear my orange sweater. I told you I am down for the worse or the better, but I keep sticking to you cause I'm for a stupid letter. You got me singing love songs, love songs, love songs. You got me singing love songs, love songs, love songs. You got me singing love songs, love songs, love songs. You got me singing love songs, love songs, love songs.
Yes. The Music Is Everything Podcast. DJ Elegance. We about to get into a mix right now. If you want to hear a track, hit us up. Let us know. We're just gonna vibe out till 11. Some good music. Let's go.
Sex with me so amazing. All this all work, no vacation. Stay up off my Instagram, pure temptation. Hit a switch on a fake like a station. Sex with me so amazing. Sex with me so amazing. Vodka and water and a lemon. And a few other things that I cannot mention. Oh, na 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 na. 5 fingers on it. 5 fingers. Hit it like you want it. I mean, hit it like I'm on it. Straight shots to the blue dot. Shot, 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 shot. Baby, I'm a bigger poison. Ooh, oh yeah. You gon' need it. I'm on that lava. I'm making it wet like jacuzzi. And sex with me so amazing. All this all work, no vacation. Stay up off my Instagram, pure temptation. Sex with me, sex with me, sex with me. You know I got the sauce. You know I'm saucy, and it's always wet. I never ever had to use lip gloss on it. I'ma need you deeper than 6, not a coffin, but I'm making love, trying to get nasty. Wrap up your drugs, come make me happy.
Let's go.
Sex with me is amazing for her to feel alright. The sex doesn't get any better, make it long, let it be all night. I know, I make it hard to let go. Tonight all night in my row, even if I'm alone. Sex with me so amazing. All this all work, no vacation. Stay up off my Instagram, pure temptation. Hit a switch on a fake like a station.
DJ Elegance. Somebody tell me the answers. Me and you isn't the answer. Me and you isn't. Maybe I'm telling myself that, but there ain't nothing that'll change that. What good would it be if I knew how you felt about me? Yeah. It could have been right, but I was wrong. Only think about you and I'm alone. Part of me that cared is gone, and I know that I can't get caught up. We could have been, and we try to pretend every now and again. We don't dream about, don't think about what we could have been. No, I'm holding it in, 'cause I know in the end, you dream about, I think about what we could have been. We could have been. We could have. Remember the night in Miami. First time you put your arms around me. I'm up reminiscing. And thinking about you isn't helping. Thinking about you doesn't tell me what good it would do if I decide to face the truth. It could have been right, but I was wrong. I only think about you and no. You only hit me up when she's not home, and that's why I can't get caught up. We could have been, and we try to pretend every now and again. We don't dream about, don't think about what we could have been. I'm holding it in, cause I know in the end, you dream about, I think about what we could have been. We could have been, we could have been. We could have been, we could have been, we could have been.
We in the mix, we in the mix.
Hey. What we could have been, what we should have been. If I wasn't with somebody, if we gotta hide it, what's the point of trying? I ain't just your friend, no, what's the point of lying? Trying to sell a story, ain't nobody buying. Look me in my eyes, don't that feel nice? Why should it end? Baby, I could have been him or your friend. Just say what and when, where to make a trip. Baby, make a wish, be the one I'm with. Should've been shoulda, coulda, would have been. Hey. Yeah, I would have been. Damn. Yeah, I would have been.
Music is Everything podcast, DJ Elegance. Vibes.
I don't usually say this. Yeah, I do, just play it. Let me see what's up. What I'm sipping got me loose, fill it up. We can go all night long. A little bumping, not talking about the iPhone. A little grind, girl, I know you down. Turn the frown around. Cause when I'm up in it, you'll be saying don't stop. And when we about to finish, you tell me get on time. Be real, we are. Girl, I gotta keep 5 stars. No playing, just talking to you got me saying. I'ma put it in, baby. Put it in. I'ma put it in. I ain't joking, girl, why you playing? I'ma put it in, babe. Put it in, I'ma put it in. I ain't joking, girl, why you playing?
See, I don't usually say this. Look your ears, we gon' get X-rated. See this, I'm the nice but a special guy. This right here's not an extra ride. I'ma change it up. Instead of talking, I'm gon' show it. Put your hands on my thighs. We can go all night. Motion. We speed it up. Took the bad like ladies club. Make moves going back to my place. Do something on that straight lace. We can go all night, all night, all night. I'm just saying, ooh. Stop tripping, boy, while you playing. Put it in, baby. Put it in. Oh, put it in. Ooh, I ain't joking, boy, while you playing. Put it all in, yeah. Put it all in, yeah. Put it in. Oh, I ain't joking, boy, while you playing.
I wanna make love to you. Wanna make love to you. Wanna make love to you.
Boy, I wanna make love to you. Wanna make love to you. Wanna make love to you.
There'll be no remnants, no trace, no residual feelings within you. One day you won't remember me. Your face will be the reason I smile, but I will not see what I cannot have forever. I'll always love you. I hope you feel the same. Oh, you played me dirty. Your game was so bad. You toyed with my affliction. addiction, had to fill out my prescription. Found the remedy, I had to set you free. Away from me to see clearly the way that love can be when you are not with me. I had to live, I had to live, I had to leave, I had to live. Love set you free to flap your pretty wings around. Pretty wings, your pretty wings, your pretty wings, pretty wings around. I came wrong, you were right. Transformed your love into life. Baby, believe me, I'm sorry I told you lies. I turned day into night. Sleep till I die 1,000 times. I should have shut you. Better nights, better times, better days. I miss you more and more. Have you let love set you free to flap your pretty wings around? Pretty wings, your 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 pretty wings.
Music is Everything podcast. DJ Elegance. Let's go.
I can't come see you. I know you say that you're on my mind, and I'm wide awake, and I want to stop by. So can you get up and get out of the bed? Cause I wanna see you, and I've been wondering, can I come over? Can I come over? Come over, see you. Come over, can I come over? Can I come over? Come over, come over. Can I come over? Come over, come over, see you. Come over, can I come over? Come over, come over. Yeah. So tell me what the deal. You're not that far. I just got my bags and I'm headed to the car. Say yes or no, cause I'm on the road.
Wait a minute. My battery's low. Let me... Alright.
Baby, I wanna come see you. Said I really wanna come see you. Don't you worry about a thing. I'm just wanting to hold you, embrace you. I want to look at you and tell you how much I love you. I want you, I need you, miss you. Come over, come over, come over, see you. Come over, can I come over? Can I come over? Come over, come over. Can I come over? Come over, come over, see you. Come over, can I come over? Come over, come over.
gonna take it up a notch. We're gonna take it up a notch. R&B flavor.
Looking at my rollie, girl, I see it's almost time. Oh yeah. I hope you're getting ready, girl, and don't forget the wine. How long is the window? Tonight is just for you and and it's gonna be so fly. So fly. What? I like having you around, so I gotta put you down. So be there or be square.
We just vibing out. R&B flavor. DJ Elegance, Music is Everything podcast. Support those local businesses. Support 82324 at Couture Life.
Sure, I've been in love.
Oh my God.
DJ Elegance.
No one could ever make me feel this way.
Here we go. Here we go.
That's why it's killing me.
Classic R&B flavor.
What we're going through.
Slow jam hour.
Somehow thought between me and you. Our love would stand the test of time and never ever fade. But we're not making love no more. We're not even trying to change. Tell me how it slips away. Does it ever stay the same? We don't even talk. We ran out of words to say. Tell me it don't have to change. Won't it ever stay the same? Oh yeah, oh yeah.
If you know the words, just sing along.
I know that things aren't going right, but don't you think it deserves a fight? A love that guys don't happen every day. And we're losing it right as we speak. And here we go, wake up, it's a memory. Time gone past, a love that sailed away. We're not making love no more. We're not even trying. We're not even trying to change. Tell me how it slipped away. And we don't even talk no more.
You know the words, just sing along. This when brothers could sing. Vibe with me, vibe with me.
DJ Elegance.
So you're having my baby, and it means so much to me. There's nothing more precious than to raise a family. If there's any doubt in your mind, you can count on me. I'll never let don't know you, what will we do? An awful sight to me. If I ever lose you, tell me where will I go?
Shout out to everybody on the outside. DJ Simba, I see you.
And I pray that you will always stay with me.
We just rocking the slow jam vibes. Singing at home. Classic flavor.
DJ Elegance.
Yes, yes, yes. We want to thank everybody. Music is Everything podcast. DJ Elegance here. We throwing down classic R&B flavor. We had Couture Life come on earlier this evening. We want to shout out some businesses right now. Nourishing Wines, Valentine's Auto Detailing, Velour Martial Arts, Chantel Dubois Fitness, and Money Basics. Listen, if you want to know how you can get in contact with these amazing businesses in our community and support them, follow at Couture Life, Kuture Life, and learn about how you can support all these businesses. This Music is Everything podcast, DJ Elegance. We throwing down nothing but crazy flavor right about now. Let's go.
Until the next time we speak, I hope that I can make you mine. For another man steals your heart, and once your beauty is mine, I swear we will never be apart. Walks by me every day. Her love are the same. Time to think about, but I didn't want to move too fast. 'Cause I knew that when I saw you again, that I wouldn't want to let you pass. 'Cause my eyes have seen the glory in the coming of your smile. So I swear if you ever come round again, please stay for But this one thing, well, this is her, and beauty is her name. She walks by me every day. Her love always says, oh yeah, and beauty is her name. Hoping I can make you mine for another man steals your love. This beauty is oh yeah, will never be a part, never be a part of me.
That's right, Music is Everything podcast. This is how we get down. Make sure to follow at Couture Life to follow all the local businesses that we're supporting. 8/23/24. Follow the page from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. tomorrow. We are going to have DJs and businesses being uplifted. Make sure you check out his page, Kuture Life, at Couture Life. Right now, you're rocking it with me, DJ Elegance, on the Music is Everything podcast. This is how we do it on iLive Radio, Sunday night. A few more minutes before we close out. A few more bangers to come. Let's go.
Happy birthday. I'ma make you work for it. I'ma make you work. I'ma make you work for it. I'ma make you work. I'ma make you sweat for it. The good kind of hurt. I'ma make you work for it. I'ma make you work. You wanna turn me out. Wanna make me scream your name. You wanna be in full control. You don't want me to maintain. Who do you think you are? Acting like you're in charge. Underestimating me. Thinking that I don't go hard. Ooh. Oh, I'ma make you work for it. I'ma make you work. I'ma make you work for it. I'ma make you work. I'ma make you sweat for it. The good kind of hurt. I'ma make you work for it. I'ma make you work.
Yes.
Looks like the tables turned. Did you wanna tap out? My theory's been confirmed. I can tell by the sound. You wanna take a break. 'Cause I took your breath away. What happened to all the talk? Now you ain't got nothing to say. I'ma make you work for it. I'ma make you work for it. I'ma make you work. Oh yeah. I'ma make you work for it. That's how it's going down.
We're going to close out on a new one by Division.
Let me start by saying sorry. Some days I take your time for granted. You could be the star in my universe. If I just took time to plan it. You told me secrets you ain't wanna. Trust is big for you. That's why I'm keeping it 100. Crazy wanna. In common just keeps us apart when we should be starting to keep our promises. We could be promising. You say I'm closed off,
just be careful, baby. You know my heart is fragile. Don't say shit that you don't really mean, 'cause that's just hard to handle. I love how it was when it was just me and you. They know the truth, so we gon' watch how we move. But nothing beats the feeling that you're giving me, even if it ain't forever. Ooh, just keep it honest. We made some promises, they got opinions, but that won't change a thing. We got each other. Let's shut the world off and take our clothes off. I don't want nothing in between. Ooh, nothing there to stop the feeling. I don't want nothing else between us. Oh, got me thinking this might be love. Honey, baby, please don't blame me. Just don't talk right now. If I think too much, I might come up with reasons to have doubts. I see everybody talking, but I cannot hear a sound. I see shadows in their eyes, we're chasing sunshine out the cloud.
Yes, 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 yes. And that is it for tonight's podcast. Music is Everything podcast. DJ Elegance here. I want to thank my guest for coming on, Fitz from Akatur Life. Make sure you check out tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., the 82324 event.